Remember, I'm not doing the 10K, 20K, 30K days anymore. Like, if it's not $10 million plus, don't talk to me. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Like, if you can't control your eating habits now, how are you going to control your eating habits when you're worth millions and millions of dollars? And there's many ways to the top of the mountain. You got to get out of the box, bro. I agree.
How do you go and find that scarce information, or where do you look to be able to have that arbitrage for yourself?
I pay the smartest people. That's it. Money talks. Like, I know it sounds insane, but I pay informants for information. People that work at companies, I pay them for information. Like, it's not illegal. What's happening? And I'm not talking about just investing. I'm talking about just in general. Money talks. You go to a restaurant, pay the security guy, you pay the host, and you pay the server $100 each. Now, every time I go to that restaurant, I don't have to wait. Now, for you guys, why is that guy gonna give $300? For me, it's like, well, I give $300. Now I save 20 minutes every time I go there, and everybody knows me. It's not just information arbitrage, but it's also positioning arbitrage. Understanding that the information is important, but you must act on the information. You need to position yourself. You need to utilize it. There's a lot of information out there as to how to succeed or how to do well or how to get to the next level, but it's extremely important to not only understand the information, understand how to position yourself. Both people may know that at the final destination of the race, there's the medal or the prize. Two people may have the information, but one starts 50 yards ahead. The position is at an advantage.
No.
So it's not just information arbitrage, but it's also positioning arbitrage. And if you can combine both, for example, what is a positioning arbitrage? Let's say you're Chinese, right? Positioning arbitrage, you get a better communication relationship with the supply chain, with the suppliers. So you have a positioning arbitrage, not just an information arbitrage because of language, but also a geographic arbitrage. What do? Instead of going out and figuring out how I can get a third-party logistics company to work with me through AliExpress, I literally just go find and pay somebody who's already positioned and has the information in China to be my personal middleman. So now I have a right-hand woman literally going to Shanghai ports and telling me what are the hottest products that are being shipped in and out of the country. The fuck am I gonna do product research? My product research is on a different level, brother. I'm product researching the inventory, the count of the boxes that are going out and figuring out what is viral, what is working, what is not working ahead of time. What are the factories producing? I know it sounds insane, but it's not insane because people are doing this at the next level. Let me give you the example. There's a billionaire known as Ray Dalio. And what this billionaire did was he was gonna make an investment into an oil company. He was trying to make investments in the oil space. I don't know if it was directly buying oil or selling oil, but it was a big trade that involved oil. So what do you think? This guy hops on TradingView and looks at the oil charts to make a decision? No. What he does is he shoots satellites into space and he calculates the oil containers based off of the lids that move up and down, because they move based off of the levels of the oil, what the oil supply is in the oil containers based off of the imagery of the satellites. And he makes his investment decisions based off of that. Like a fucking G. What, am I not gonna try and emulate that? You think I'm gonna be small-minded like you peasants? Not you guys, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be in that situation where, like, I'm not gonna limit myself, brother. Like, I'm gonna get creative. I'm gonna figure out ways to do this.
And there's always a way. There's
always
a way.
And there's many ways to the top of the mountain. There's not just one way. If this way doesn't work, there must be another. There has to be another way. There's infinite possibilities in the infinite of possibilities. It's your inability to think outside of the box that keeps you kind of limited, which is why you said, like, I got to get out of the box. When we started, you're like, oh, the apartment, the pet, like the nice house.
Oh, yeah, it feels like a shoebox, right? Like,
it's good, but it's a box. Yeah, you got to get out of the box, bro. The mental box.
Mental box.
The limiting box.
You're at the top of the mountain because you've created.
I'm not at the top of the mountain, brother.
Well, I think you objectively did.
I just started.
Did say that, but you did say you were at the top of the mountain, which is why I said that.
Oh, the top. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like,
that was an analogy.
Yeah, for sure.
For the students of the dojo.
No, so I wanted to hear, but this leads into my question. Perfect. What your current mountain is. You mentioned self-development. Like, what does it look like from here? Where do you take?
Are you still running a lot of like the dropshipping stores and stuff?
No. I'm out of e-commerce. I have a few little projects in e-commerce that are brands, but I don't spend my time on physical products right now. After supply chain with COVID was kind of like fucked, I'm looking for bigger moves. Remember, I'm not doing the 10K, 20K, 30K days anymore. Like, I'm ready for the big deals. If it's not $10 million plus, don't talk to me. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want it in my vicinity. It's haram. If it's less than 10, don't bring it to me. Why? Because I don't need it. Like, I don't need to go get $1 million deal.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people go get that $1 million deal, go get that $100,000 deal. But for you, maybe going and getting that $500 deal is not worth your time. Don't go do it. So somebody hit me up today, like, I want to give you 10 grand to be on my podcast. I'm like, you can't buy my time. What the fuck you mean? Like, no, bro. No, my time's worth more. It's kind of having that limitation, that perspective that people evaluate their hour and they don't consider what it's worth. You see all these guys and they're like, oh yeah, I made $1 million this year. Yeah, but you were in your office 24/7, grinding your face off, deteriorating your health, deteriorating your mental game, no relationships, no balance. I'll make $700,000 and be out in the sun, jacked, having a good time, shredded, feeling good, eating healthy. It's what you want in life. And it's kind of finding that balance. And I'm not saying that you can't do it with a lot of money or not. What I'm conveying is the more responsibilities that you take on, the harder it becomes for you to develop the balanced lifestyle. And if you don't do it at the basic level, what makes you think that you're going to do it later? Like, if you can't control your eating habits now, how are you going to control your eating habits when you're worth millions and millions of dollars and you can get whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want? You're going to end up looking like the guy from the Bank of International Settlements that's trying to push that CBDC that looks like a fat fuck.
Yeah.
Right? So, no offense, but that's the truth. So in my opinion, people just gotta wake the fuck up, brother. It's a new season.